Shalom, Israel. First of all, I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, and I do so by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Second of all, I'd like to give double honor and glory to the elders who taught us this truth and paved the way for us to come in and go in this truth. Also, I'd like to give strong shalom to the brethren who are dealing in this truth, seeking out the righteousness' sake, and fleeing from the lust of the curse of this world. Today, I'll be coming back with a quick video on Yahushua being a man, or of course, like he's a god, but not obviously not on the level of Most High. But Christians like to say, Yahweh is or Christ Jesus, as they would like to say, was full man and full God, which doesn't make sense. And some also like to say that that he was God God in the flesh, which wasn't the case. Yahushua was a man. Obviously, he was the son of God. That is true, but Yahushua was when he came on earth, he was a man made unto his brethren. I wish I could get that verse, but actually, let me get it real quick. Hebrews 2:17. Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make reconciliation for the sins of his people. Gosh, Hebrews 2:17 says Yahushua was made like unto his brethren. If you don't believe me, read the whole chapter or context. But again, the whole book of Hebrews is just basically talking about how Yahushua is the priest of the Most High and how he came to for our sins. But anyways, as I was saying, let me go back to the book of Luke, chapter 2, start at verse 3. Of Yahushua, Yahushua being a man, when he came on earth. Really start at verse 1. And you can even see the header, the birth of Yahushua. Luke 2:1. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that the world, which the world refers to Israel, Jerusalem, should be taxed. Really all the land Israel, Judea, Galilee, the land of Israel, basically, the Israelites. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. Verse 3. And all went to be taxed, everyone to his own city. So we would go to our cities, the cities that our tribes or cities that our families came from, and there we would be taxed. At least that's what I got from the text. Verse 4. And Joseph also went from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, into the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house of lineage of David. Which is a quick cut, and also proves that David, Joseph comes from David, and Yahushua, and Joseph was a Judite, just like David was Judite, and Yahushua is a Judite. But never in the scriptures, it never said Mary was a Judite. So that's just more proof that Yahushua is a Judite, and Joseph is his father. But to continue with the video, to be taxed with Mary, his past wife, being great with child. Joseph got Mary pregnant, verse 6. So it was that while they were, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. So Joseph and Mary went to the land of Bethlehem, which is in Judah, and there, Yahushua was being ready to be born. Verse 7, she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes. Now keep the swaddling clothes in mind, it'll be important later in the video. And lay him on a manger, which I believe a manger is what the horses eat out of or something. Because there was no room for them in the inn. So they went to a place to lodge or to stay, but there was no room. So Yahushua was wrapped in swaddling clothes and put in the manger. But let's see why the swaddling clothes is important. Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verses 1 through 5. Now, this is Solomon talking about his birth. And I myself also am a mortal man, like to yeah, I wish I was a man. But let's see, but let me continue. And all the offspring, and the offspring of them that, it's like in the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. Verse 2, and in my mother's womb was fashioned to the time in the time was fashioned to be the socket, and my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh the time of 10 months. It's like some people stay in the womb for like, actually, like some people can actually come out like premature, and some people like they come out like delayed. But like generally speaking, a normal pregnancy is like 9 to 10 months. But reading on, being compacted in blood, and of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came by sleep. Constantly, Solomon says he basically he was being built in his mother's stomach, and he came by his father having sex with his mother. Verse 3, when I was born, I drew in the coming air, so he breathed the coming air, and fell upon the earth. Constantly, like he was like on the earth, like which is like of nature, and the first voice which other was crying, as all others do. Constantly, when babies are born, like they normally tend to cry because being birthed and giving birth is a painful experience. Verse 5. It's like it. Verse 4. And I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares. Console. Solomon was people wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and like they care for him. Verse 5. For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth. And Yahushua is King of Kings, Lord of Lords. So, Yahushua being King of Kings, Lord of Lords, he had to be born that way. Which also proves that, I mean, I guess you could use it to prove that Yahushua was a mortal man. Because, like in verse 1, it says, I myself am a mortal man. So, like, when he's talking about this, like, he's talking about mortal man, but also king. So, like, obviously, you could prove it. You can use it to prove that Yahushua was a mortal man. And, like, with Hebrews 2:17, you can use that to, you can also use that to say, like, Yahushua was made of like, he was made unto his brethren. And we, like, our flesh, of course, like, we are gods, like, not like the Most High, but we are gods, like Psalm 82 verse 6. But like Yahushua, when he was made like unto men, so like we could so he could feel like what we feel and stuff. But this might have just been a long tangent. But anyways, I hope somebody got edified. And you're going to have our doctrine of Christianity, saying that Yahushua was fully God and fully man. Or maybe you can share this video and convince somebody to come out of that doctrine. But anyways, I pray for me, I pray for y'all, and I pray for each other. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, and I do so by Shalom.